you just like truly like saw it, and then you guys like, it was so beautiful. I'm like, wow, this is how relationships can be. This is amazing. Who'd have thought? Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to Inner
How are you?
Archaeology. I'm good. I'm Emily. What's your name?
I'm Sarah. I'm Sarah.
Yay, I'm excited to continue this conversation. Last week we chatted about kind of like reflecting a bit on 2022, and you have all these like such good questions that you refer to every year, which I just love. And
Yeah,
we're going to
I
talk
love
about
it.
like intentions and that kind of,
Yeah,
which I think
so last time we were talking about reflection, but I think one of my favorite parts of kind of around like what came out about reflecting was making active choices in how you like look at the past or like define last year, or I don't know. That was my favorite part about that conversation. So
I think that's like, it's something that I'm going to chew on for a while, I think, because yeah, the thought of like consciously and intentionally choosing how you define looking at the past instead of letting it do it for you sounds really, really powerful to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So intentions for New Year. So I have a bunch. So I'm trying to figure out which one I want to ask you next. What do you want more out of in the new year? We kind of talked about this, but is there anything to add?
What do I want more of?
Yeah, what do you want more of in your life in New Year?
I think it's going to be like safety, stability, security, like that kind of stuff, like really strong foundational. And that means like financially, it even means in just like cultivating like health within my body, and maybe like a consistency, like just in schedule, in like things like this, not to like just things were so chaotic. Like, I think this is just going to be such a good, I am proving to myself that I can create safety in my life, because I spent 15 years depending on a partner to create stability and safety for me. And now it's like up to me to do that for myself. So it's like that.
And the interesting thing is we all have different definitions of what safety and stability is, right? Like Ben and I have different definitions of like what that looks like. So depending on a partner for that, theoretically, like you're never, you know what I mean? It will feel, and I feel like it will already like immediately feel more safe and stable because it's by your own definitions.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Rather than
another person's. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yes. Because there were things that weren't really like a part of my life because it wasn't a value of my partner at the time.
Right.
And
of course,
I kind of just let it be, and I'm now realizing how important those things are, and cultivating certain like just elements that make me feel really safe, because it's a very specific thing to me,
right.
So yeah, I'm excited about more of that, and more kind of discovering what are other things that like I think there's more about that for me to learn, like what actually makes me feel that way, Yeah.
Dude, it's so true. It's so true. Because that's, I don't know, because you got married so young, those are probably not questions that you've like thought of.
No.
You know what I mean?
I was just planning on being like murdered on the mission field. So I was just like, this is all brand new. Little religious trauma plug there.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you? What do you want to cultivate more of?
So I have been thinking about this actually. I want I guess the way to say it is I want to cultivate a greater sense of calm and complexity,
Mm.
because life has been becoming more and more complex. And there were points this year where I kind of realized I defaulted to allowing myself to kind of just like go into that high beta state that I'm so familiar with, because that's like
Mm.
how I was raised, like in a
Mm.
constant high beta state where everything was just like ah,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
and um and that's like why I loved event planning and things like that. But and like part of my work has been around like making sure, or like relearning that like calm isn't boring.
Mm.
And I think I've gotten onto the other side of that, to now even where like the chaos, like when I default to this like high beta state because things are complicated and I'm like, oh, I'm stressed, I have so many meetings and like blah blah blah, and there's so many like spinning plates or whatever. um I can tend to like default to that out of habit when it's not necessary. Do you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Like
Yeah.
I noticed myself do that, especially with work, a few times this year. And I don't know. Yeah. So for me, what I want more of in 2023 is really like tapping into a sense of calm as things get more complex, because they're going to get more complex
Mhm.
next year.
Yeah.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
Baby's coming. Yeah. And it's going to
So
be, and
that's
it's
it.
interesting. That's going to be really interesting because I think there's like just thinking about what we chatted about in the last episode, because there's like layers that are going to be more complex and also layers that potentially cultivate like some more simplicity. So it's almost kind of like, but they're in like different realms, right? Like,
Hmm.
that's going to, I'm really excited to see that unfold for you. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's you're like really dialing in such like good things around just having your quality of life be really fucking enjoyable and not like stressful or painful or anything like that. Yeah. I love it.
By
Mm.
choice. Like
Yes, intentionally. Like yeah.
just because I've realized how much of the chaos and stress is just like totally created by ourselves. We just
Mm.
create it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
How can you be more fully you in 2023?
How can I be more fully me? I do think that and I touched on it last time, but there's a layer of like reconnecting to parts of me that I've kind of forgotten. Like, cause I very much like after my divorce, I was like looking at like, okay, that was 15 years of my life because I got married when I was 20 and I was like barely a formed, like fucking adult. Not really. But and so I kind of like I grew up so much within that relationship,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and so there was so much about who I had become that was formed around this other person, right? Because I was so enmeshed in this
Mm-hmm.
relationship. And so I've spent like some time thinking about who I was before that relationship and like what qualities or elements or things did I like embody that kind of maybe wasn't really like incorporated into like the enmeshment of the marriage,
Right.
and I think like, and it's stuff like and it's stuff, and it's not that, it's just things that I want to like reconnect with. It's not saying that it didn't exist at all over the last 15 years, but it's something I want to be intentional about reconnecting with. And a big part of that is, I think, is music. Like I talked about last time, dance has been a big part of that. I want to figure out how I can have horses in my life again, like horseback
Yes.
riding and like that was like my entire teenage years I spent on the back of a horse.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a big part of my life, and it has not been part of my life for 15 years. And so that is something that I'm kind of just like, universe, like I want to figure out like how that can be something that's connected. And these things brought me so much joy, made me feel so alive, and served a really deep purpose, like being out in the woods on the back of a horse or like sitting in front of the piano for a couple hours, like served served this deep purpose within even just like sorting through things in my mind. It was just so good and made me feel so alive. So I think very much reconnect. I think by reconnecting to some things that I know were like such big parts of my life, and being intentional about facilitating those is a way I'm going to be able to like enter into even like more of who I am this next year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Horses.
Yeah. Horses.
Horses.
So if anybody know where I can ride horses in Asheville.
I know. I need to I have friends. I have that one friend who worked at a horse place in Asheville, and then I have a friend who rides horses on trails all the time. I need to put you in touch with with these people.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Please, can you remind me?
Yeah, I'll make a
like
note. Sidebar.
Sarah, I have 2 people to put you in touch with for horses in your area.
Remind Sarah, horses.
Okay. It's been something I've been meaning to do and I forget.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. So, the next question, there's a follow-up question. What's holding you back?
Oh, what's holding me back from that?
Like, why haven't you already done it?
Yeah. Okay. I think the horse thing, why have I not already done it? I feel like I have a very particular want for the horse thing. Like I don't want to like go ride some old exhausted horse in like a muddy corral. That's not it. Like I want to like be on the back of like a great animal like in the woods, and not like because I've done like trail riding. Like I've paid $100 to go ride a trail for somebody to treat me like I don't know shit, and I just like, and that's not fun. Like that's not really fun for me, because it's like I want to be able to participate in it to the level that like my knowledge matches and my capability matches. So, and that's going to be like having a friend who has a horse, or me getting a horse and doing it myself. Like it's going to be to like a different layer. It's not me buying a trail ride, you know? So
totally.
And then
that is so interesting. This question, I like would have never, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
The answer to this question, I was like, what?
Horses? I think the music thing for me, I need to restring my guitar. And I have like a weird block about that, because I always want my dad to do it. That's like a thing that dad did for
these are
me.
so funny.
And then I think this is, you know what's so funny about this is I literally the last 2 days have been talking about this. I think the piano thing is because I have an electric piano, and I want a fucking upright piano.
Real piano.
I want a real piano. And I think I literally just this morning, I was like, I need to list this electric piano, and I've been looking at Craigslist for like upright pianos. I just need to get a piano, somebody who could deliver it for me. And that is, because like that I think is going to be the game changer for me, because I don't have to like.
I so get that.
Yeah, I don't have to like plug it in, put headphones in, or use an amp. I can just sit down and play. And I actually am thinking about trying to find somebody that I think with the piano specifically, I think I'm going to really enjoy. I've always wanted to take jazz piano lessons, always. And I think I want to just find somebody that I can like learn from, and that'll motivate me to like play and practice and like go to lessons. I think so. I have been thinking about all this.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is amazing. It's so funny. I'm like really glad I asked that second part of the question, because I almost skipped it, and all your answers were so unexpected. I did not know any of that. Which like doesn't happen often. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah. I'm happy to surprise.
Kinda.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like we know each other so well that when there's like answers that you just like would have never guessed, you're like, oh, that was fun. Awesome.
All right. What
about
you?
So how can I be more fully me in 2023? Shoot. This one's like hard for me. Maybe in the conversations that Ben and I had over Christmas with you, I did realize that there are still some things that I don't say out loud, because I'm trying to like make the best of a situation, I guess. And so I don't express I don't know. I feel like you and Ben uncovered a blind spot
Mm.
in Maryland. And I was like, huh. I feel like I need your help in here. Jump in.
Yeah. So
I
what
feel like
Sarah's
you know
trying
what
to
I'm saying.
say, I do.
Thank you.
I think you just had this big aha moment where you were realizing just still how like your conditioning was like panning out, where you felt like you needed to caretake people and take care
Yeah.
of the situation or make the situation the best as possible.
Mhm.
Very much like a stressful expression of like the Enneagram 2. And I think you just were realizing how that was like panning out in a like subconscious aversion to holding space for your, not only Ben's potential discomfort, but your own discomfort in any given decision or circumstance.
Well, and that's it. Is also I realized that in not being able to hold space for Ben's discomfort, it was in part because I wasn't allowing myself to feel the same discomfort that he was feeling. And so I was then kind of like subconsciously being like, well, then you can't like
You're not
also
allowed to
have
either.
this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just like, yeah, I was like, fuck.
Yeah. It was
So I think that one was kind of like eye-opening for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. It's been a while since I've had somebody just be like, here's a really like blind spot. And then what was crazy is just realizing how it was there and I was aware of it, but not aware of it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it had to be called out.
It like came into focus. Yeah.
Yeah. And
like
I was
you knew it was there, but
I was just like, I do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what it feels like, but I wasn't like fixing it myself. Or even noticing the pain it was causing me or Ben. So I think that one was kind of like blew my mind a little bit, honestly.
And I think, and it comes from such like a good place in you. Like it comes from a place in you that wants to like love and take care of, and that wants to mitigate discomfort and like help. And I think it's like deep layers. It's another area in which I think there's going to be layers of trust in yourself and also in your relationship with Ben, and just like in Ben, like it's like a deeper trust thing. I
think, yeah, all of those.
Yeah.
Yep. So that one came to mind. But other than that, I don't know. I think that's it. And then what's holding me back? Like, why haven't I done it already? I like, genuinely wasn't like full, like it wasn't like there was like a lack of awareness.
Yeah.
And that I was doing that.
Yeah. It wasn't in focus. And I think it was just so great that like, I like, I just fucking love you two so much. Like how Ben saw it, kind of was able to have a conversation with me. I asked him a bunch of questions. He kind of crystallized it and then was able to like express it to you, and then you received it without being like defensive or feeling like you just like truly like saw it. And then you guys like, it was so fucking beautiful. I'm like, wow, this is how relationships can be. This is amazing. Who'd have thought?
Well, because when he pointed it out, I was like, fuck. Like that was like literally my reaction. I was like, oh my God, like you're right. I do this thing. And there was like a lack of awareness around it.
Wow.
It's actually so hard. This is really hard for me to articulate because as soon as he pointed it out, I was like, there it is. Like it wasn't a lack of awareness, but it was almost, there was like something else that prevented me from seeing it myself or like noticing that it was like, I don't know. Anyway, that one's
I wonder if there was a layer of like really recognizing how it was affecting Ben, because maybe it was a thing that you just were like, yes, this isn't really like, it's not that big. Like maybe you knew about it, but you didn't maybe realize like the results or how it was affecting somebody else. And I think,
well, I didn't realize how the very behavior it caused in me was the opposite of what I was trying to accomplish. You know what I mean? And like, but as soon as that was pointed out to me, I was like, of course you're sharing a pain. I'm not validating it. I'm like, suck it up.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. Like, here's why that's not a concern. Like, if the tables were turned, I would have been like, the fuck, you know?
Aw, I love you so much.
Anyway,
I do think
that one blew my mind.
Not to answer this question for you, but to kind of answer this question for you also in another layer. I think I think that like becoming more of yourself is going to be discovering you as a mother. Like that is going to be like a big unknown entering into this entire phase of who you are, is this mother you that you're going to get to be. Yeah.
You know what's weird?
Hmm.
My sister gave me a necklace that says at like my baby shower blessing way thing. She gave me this gift. It was a necklace that says mama. I'm sure you've seen it. It's like just like
in like
gold
cursive
mama necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I opened it and it like I don't think I've thought about myself as a mother really. Not really. I've thought about Bennett. I've thought about like baby. I've thought about like the logistics.
You did?
I've thought about like I've planned things, you know what I mean? But I haven't thought about like my identity as a mother. At all, actually. And it's weird because I've thought about Ben's identity as a dad.
As a father. Honestly,
I have. I haven't thought about it at all until I saw this little necklace. And I was telling Ben about it. I was like, you know what's really weird? Like, I've thought a lot about you as a dad and what you'll be like as a dad, but I haven't really thought about myself as a mom. And I don't know why.
I wonder, it might be good to just have conversations, like to hear what Ben thinks about like you as a mom. This is the kind of mom I think you're going to be. Or like I can say that too. Like I have so many bazillions of thoughts, and maybe it might be nice to hear from people that you love, like who they see you, you know what I mean? To kind of, because that's like a very like, be trying to like see yourself in that way. I can see how that it's so much easier to think of like another person. Yeah. Cause like when I'm thinking about when I was like, although I was like 23 and not sort of probably stupid, but I like, cause I don't think I was thinking of myself as a mother. I was just thinking of myself as me and what I had to get done and what I had to do for baby. Right. Yeah. I wasn't really like I also was not a very self-aware human at 23, but like, I guess I just want to validate, like, I don't know if that's necessarily like, I think that you have been evaluating how you don't want to be as a mother.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's like kind of a subtractive.
Oh my God, you're so right. The only way in which I've thought about it is how I don't want to be.
Yeah.
That's so fucking funny. Oh my God. You're so right. If you asking me how I'm going to be as a mother,
you're like, well, I'm not going to be like this.
I have no answers for you, but asking me how I'm not going to be as a mother, I've got lots of thoughts.
Oh my God.
What? That made me laugh.
Yeah. That's so funny. I do think it would be worth thinking about.
We should talk about that sometime.
I could ask you like 100 million questions.
Another example of this playing out is I've had a few people say you're going to be a good mom, like, but not just like casually, like people who know me and with more like thought and intention behind it. And anytime that's happened, I've been like, huh? Like I just am like, I don't know that that's true. It's so weird. Anyway,
I think that there's so much here, and I want to unpack this.
I think we need to have another episode on this,
maybe, yeah,
or just like personally.
Who is Sarah as a mother? I mean, maybe this is a phone call.
It would be fun to reflect on this before baby comes, because it's always fun to do like a before and after, and then laugh at how I had no idea, what I was talking about.
Because I think that there's. Like with this whole thing, you can have an idea of who you are and who you're going to be as a mother, but the thing that I think is more important is experiencing who you are as a mother when you become a mother, you know, and being able to like
Right.
see yourself, because there's going to be so many things that like surprise you and like, oh, I didn't know that that was going to be like so important to me, or I didn't know that this is how I was going to receive like affection in this way, or this was going to bring me so much joy. Because it's like you haven't been a mother yet, and you only have the ideas of the mothers that you've seen around you, which you've evaluated what you like and what you don't like. But I think it's going to be more of this like curious unfolding into witnessing yourself as a mother, you know. But I do think it would be worth like hearing from people you love, and like, yeah,
I want to hear
digging
from you and Ben for sure.
Yeah.
Interesting. That was funny. Okay. Next one. What are your top 3 priorities for 2023?
Priorities, top 3. I guess it kind of like ties into like, I think my top 3 priorities kind of tie into like the other things I've talked about, but it's going to be very much like this whole idea of like, I guess in this whole idea of like raising my baseline, creating safety, I think a big priority is going to be like financial safety for me this year, like, and really cultivating that and security there. And then I think it's, my girls, like it's always going to be my girls, and like kind of moving into like this new life of like co-parenting and custody and this kinds of things, and figuring out how life lurks, figuring out how it lurks and how it looks and work. That was looks and works mashup. And like how I can really like be there for my girls and meeting their needs as they're turning into like little like preteens. Priorities. Yeah, I think, and it is this whole like raising my baseline thing. Like I've I don't know, I feel really fucking excited. Like I wanted to end this last year. Like I was on like anxiety medication for 2 years as I was going through, actually for almost 3 years. I was just like needing like support as I was going through all of that. And I noticed that it definitely, the lows weren't as low, but the highs weren't as high, you know? And I've like weaned off of that, and I'm like entering into this new year. I feel so grateful to have created enough stability and safety in my life that I could do that, you know, and that I could feel like okay, like emotionally, like moving forward. And yeah, I think really prioritizing like just like my fucking quality of life, and really, really like enjoying it with my girls, and feeling really like financially secure. I think those are going to be the priorities. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's so good. Priorities. I don't know. Becoming a mom,
baby. Yeah.
Being nice to myself through the process.
Yeah.
I'm curious and open. I don't know. Trying to apply like everything I know that works so well. Curiosity, open, being kind to myself through like becoming a mom, which I feel like is a whole thing.
I am so excited about this, because it's like all the tools that you have, and this is so funny because we keep like doing this in our lives. We're like, you know, because like I just went through this whole fucking thing, and the whole time like you've been there with me, being like, you have all these great tools, like you're doing a good job, like you've got this, you know, because you were coming from a place of like having experienced divorce without the tools, you know, and like knowing what that's like. And I kind of like, there's this other circular like way that this is manifesting, that I'm so excited to witness you becoming a mother with all the tools you have, and with like my story of being a really young mother and not having tools, and like kind of just feeling my way through. And there's something like really healing about like, I'm just so excited to witness that in you. I'm so fucking excited.
Yeah. I'm so grateful to have you for that, through that. I think that some part of me knew that, like, I don't know. That's why I didn't have babies till now.
Yeah.
um Another priority of mine is really solidifying my team,
Mm.
actually, and in in the business. They're also amazing, and
Mm.
really just getting solid with them, um cultivating times for us to like get together in person, which I think is important. I want to do like a big team retreat like with
Yeah.
everyone in the fall.
Mm.
I don't know, I'm like really looking forward to that. Like making
Yeah.
our team feel more like less disjointed and more like
Cohesive,
uh
connected.
cohesive and connected. Yeah,
Mm.
connected is the big one.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited for like work in my business this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Like I'm really excited about like what's already in the works, what I like kind of have in the back of my mind that I want to do.
Mm.
Um I don't know. And I'm just so grateful to have like work that I like love with like
Yeah.
all my heart. So that's one of them. And then I don't know, I think like I don't know what it is about Ben, but something with Ben.
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 Yeah.
Other top priority is like just continuing to grow with him. I don't know. It's been so expansive and good, and
Mm.
I want to like keep on that path with him.
Yeah.
I want to like be good to each other through everything we've got going on this year, which is a lot. Like
Yeah.
there's going to be some big changes, especially for Ben,
Mm.
you know, in this upcoming year. And I don't know,
Yeah.
being soft or kind or something around that,
Be
like
something kind or
not
something.
I don't know, I just like I
Yeah.
don't know, it's something to do with like Ben.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think
I actually need to think about that because I don't have it, it's not clearly like in my mind, but
yeah.
just growing, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because your relationship is about to take like such a big evolutionary step, where in which like all the work you guys have cultivated around being a team really like gets to play out. You know what I mean? Like you get to be like a team on this like next level, which is simultaneously like so fucking awesome and also can be kind of like intense, and I am really
Mm.
excited to see how all the things that you guys have been practicing, um how they're gonna like so benefit and like support and help you guys through like the little baby phase.
Yeah, I'm also like really excited to see Bennett.
I know, be a
I'm pretty sure his
daddy.
little like heart is gonna explode.
100%. Ah,
Yeah. Oh, I'm like excited.
me too. I'm excited about
I'm
this year.
excited.
I feel like I'm excited about
It's gonna be
this
good.
year in a way I haven't been excited about stuff in a while. So
Mm.
it feels really
I'm
good.
really happy that you feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we'll drop these questions in the show notes because that was only like pieces of them, but they're like
Yeah.
my favorite questions, and it's really
Yeah.
nice to go through them with somebody you like love,
Mm-hmm.
and
Tell
think through it.
stories. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my favorite. It's like one
I
of my
love
favorite
it.
like traditions that Ben and I have been doing.
Yeah, I love it so
So
much. Well, thank you for tuning in, everyone. And I love you, Sarah, so much.
I love you too.
Until
Yay,
next time.
2023.
Yes.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.